Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
Welcome to the Parafair today. And today's topic is, don't judge people too soon. As we get into our story and we listen to our story, kind of puts things in perspective for a lot of things that we do on a daily basis. So let's listen to our story. When we come back from our story, let's talk about some things that we agree with, some things that stood out to us, and some things that were kind of confusing. So enjoy our story, and we'll see you in a few seconds.
Once upon a time, there was a small town. There lived a man by himself who couldn't see. He was blind. Yet, he carried a lighted lamp with him whenever he went out at night. One night as he was coming home after having a dinner outside, he came across a group of young travelers. They saw that he was blind, yet carrying a lighted lamp. They started passing comments on him and made fun of him. One of them asked him, "Hey man, you are blind and can't see anything. Why do you carry the lamp then?" The blind man replied, "Yes, unfortunately, I am blind and I can't see anything, but a lighted lamp which I am carrying is for the people like you who can see. You may not see the blind man coming and end up pushing me. That is why I carry a lighted lamp." The group of travelers felt ashamed and apologized for their behavior. Moral: we should think before judging others. Always be polite and learn to see things from others' point of view.
Welcome back from our story. One of the things that as I look at that story and as I reflect on that story, there's a lot of things going on in that story that I'm kind of confused about. How some people, and one thing that's confusing to me is how they made fun of him. It's not, if you see someone who is doing something that's out of the norm, and what gives you the right to judge them? What gives you the right? If you see somebody walking around with a lamp and you know they have an ailment, you know they're not all there, what gives you the right to laugh at them? What gives you the right to think that you are better than them? Because a lot of times in life, we think that, oh, I have this, I have that, I'm too good for this, I'm too good for that. And then as we get more and more things in our life, we seem to think that, okay, let me look down at the people who I have more than. And I see that a lot. I see that a lot of times when people, they get something, I was talking to someone last night, how he was talking to me about his former wife, how at one time he was, they were in love. And I said, well, and then they got divorced. I said, was she always that way? She goes, oh no, when we met, she was a very loving person and blah, blah, blah. So then I asked him, I go, what changed? She goes, you know, what happened is when she got a house, when she got the house and it was in her name, things start changing for him. Or if it could have been in his name and things could change for him. So it doesn't really matter who it is. But she said, he's told me that once she had the house, things in her mind changed a lot more. She wasn't the same person. So he was really trying to figure out why this person has changed this way. And he didn't want to judge her so soon. But eventually he's like, wow, some people really changed, because when we were struggling together, when we were in this apartment together, it was not that big deal. But now as soon as she got the house, she started looking down at him. She started demanding more stuff. She started telling him, if you don't do this and do that, you need to get out of my house. It wasn't just their house. It was my house. So as I look at that story and as I thought about that story and as I reflect on it, some people, they will change because of the circumstances they're in. Sometimes we are in great circumstances, and I look at how some people will change over the course of, we're going to change for the better or whatever, but we shouldn't judge people of what we do. I know a lot of times the projects that I'm working on at this present moment, people are judging me. People don't really know me. People are judging me on my appearance is, but they don't know what's inside of me. They don't know why I'm doing certain things. And I have to realize and I have to tell this to myself. Don't worry about those people who are trying to cast judgment on you because they're trying to distract you. They're trying to distract you from your goals. And what happens a lot of times, we let people stop us from getting to our goals because we're worried about what they think about us. We're worried about all the things that they're going to say about us. Like, wow, look at that person over there. They must not really have much. Look what they're doing for a living. And a lot of times we, as a critical eye, will take that 5 minute snapshot or that 30-second snapshot and we'll look at that person and say, well, I guess they don't really have it together. But we don't know. They're gone in a blink of an eye. We don't know what that person's working toward. And I was watching this YouTube video yesterday, and this guy, he's making a transition from New York to Los Angeles. And he was describing the city of New York to everyone. He said it's a place where there's 9 million people on an island. And out of these 9 million people, no one really cares about anyone's story. Everyone is just out there trying to make it, trying to be the next big thing because the slogan is, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And he felt that it was kind of great because everyone was running around doing and trying to accomplish so many things in that wonderful city. And everyone had that common bond of trying to make it. And he was transitioning from New York to LA, where it's a little different. People are a little bit more laid back, and New York a little bit more aggressive. But as I look back at our story, how people will look at you and judge you based on what you wear, based on what you say. Now, as they judge you, the thing is, when you're judging something and when you're evaluating something, you got to make sure that you have the right criteria to judge people. And I use these simple little things, these 5 little things every day to evaluate something. And just simple little comprehension questions. What are they talking? What's going on with that person? Where are they going? Would, how, and why? And as I look at these simple little questions, I ask myself when I'm quick to judge people, I'm like, what is their situation? Would you like to be in that situation? Why do you think they're in that situation? How do you think they can fix that situation? And where do you think they're going in that situation? Where did they come from that situation? As we look at people and we judge people and we look at them differently, you got to use a critical eye and use those questions to answer yourself, because a lot of times we're going to make that knee-jerk reaction and we're going to judge that person real quickly, either as a yes or a no. And we're into that with the social media. And I was watching the other day how Instagram is getting rid of the like button, because I guess they feel so much pressure of people who are getting not enough likes, and their self-esteem and it's having all this psychological warfare on their mind. And so they're getting rid of that because we want people to like what we're doing. And I understand that. I understand sometimes I post things on Instagram and I'm wondering, hey, did anybody see this? But I can realize people are seeing it. You just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about trying to get 15,000 likes. If you're doing and you're putting out good content every day, all day, it's going to be there. People don't want to listen to trash. They want to hear some good things that are going to help them get better and better and better. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about looking deep, look inside of you, and getting better each day. We're trying to give you tips every day how you can get better as a person. Now, as we get back to our story and we look about some things that really, as I look at this story, I thought it was kind of ingenious how that man was blind, but he was still moving. Most people who have an ailment or can't do certain things, they just stay in one spot. But he was willing to take a lamp. He was willing to take a lamp and start walking around the city so people can see him. And it's kind of cool how we can judge people who aren't going anywhere. But as this blind man was walking around the city, we should look at, wow, he has a handicap. Or I don't think it's a handicap. I wouldn't say that's not the right word to use. He has something that's supposed to hold him back, but he's still out here. He's still making a difference in people's lives. He still has a way to show people that just because this has happened to me, I'm still going to make it. I'm still going to, it's not going to hold me back. And I think a lot of times as we look at our stories, and one of the things I like about our stories, we're looking at no matter what happens to you, you got to keep pushing. No matter who's laughing at you, as the people were laughing at you, laughing at this person in the story, he just kept moving. He let his light shine. And a lot of times we'll let people turn our light out because they'll say that one comment and we can't handle it. We can't handle what they're saying. We don't understand what they're saying. And that one person, you give them all that power to say, look at that person. They're laughing at you and blah, blah, blah. And be honest with you, I have people all day. They're laughing at me. They're saying, oh my gosh, look at this clown on this podcast. But you know what? I don't look at the negative. I look at the positive and I say, you know what? It's okay. It's all right because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm trying and I'm going to get better and better each day. Each day I fire up my equipment for my podcast. I tell myself, you're getting better. It's getting better. The sound quality is getting better because I have to pump myself up because I'm going to have all these people who are going to judge me and tell me this and this and this and that. But they're never ever going to do anything because they're so busy telling everyone how to live their life. They're so busy telling everyone what they should do, and they're not doing it themselves. Because as I watch and I see that everything that I do is a reflection on this show. It's a reflection on my life. It's a reflection on what I need to get done. As people are judging me and people are telling me this and this and this and that, I can listen. I can judge their content. I can judge their comments. But I have to really think about it. Is it really going to make a difference in my life? As I look and I see certain things that I'm doing, and as I look and I purchase certain things, my job is to judge it, but also have an open mind. Today I was scrolling through and I was looking at trying to find my hours for my credit union. I have to go over and make a payment. And I was wondering, what are the hours on Saturday? They're 9 to 2. Most, I didn't know. I thought it was 9 to 1, whatever, because I have to work at a certain time. But then it sent me over to this review, this Yelp review about the credit union. And I looked, I go, wow, it's like 2 or 3 stars. And it's supposed to get 5 stars for being excellent. And I started scrolling. I started looking at all the negative comments. And some of the negative comments were really, really kind of hurtful. But what I like about what they did was they had, I guess, credit union had a person who was talking to these people. I guess that's her job or his job, was telling them, oh, we're so sorry that you encountered this situation at the credit union. We're working on it. We're going to do better. I like the fact that person, they didn't try to get in an argument with that person. They said, we're going to work on it. We're going to get better because all these people were judging. They were judging this credit union. And some of the things the criteria that they're judging them on. Well, like one of the things I saw was the lines are too long in the bank. And the person said, well, yes, the lines are long on the 1st and 15th. Those are our busiest days. Oh, there's not enough tellers. Oh, you guys charge for this. You guys charge for that. And then I'm thinking about my experience when I went into the credit union. I don't have that experience. So everyone's experience is a little bit different. How we judge people and how we evaluate certain people, that could be a little bit different. But a lot of times we'll look at that review and say, oh, we're not going to go there. We're not going to experience it for ourselves. We're going to let somebody else decide what we're going to do with our life. We're going to let somebody decide, okay, that's the place I need to go because everyone says it's great. And you go there and it's not so great. I know recently, a couple of weeks ago, we went on a trip and we always had this restaurant we go to. And, we were we talked about this. I was open for everything. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever we want to do. So my sister-in-law, she works in this office and she was explaining that her relatives are coming down and we're going to visit and all this other stuff. And they go, oh yeah, they like going to this restaurant. They go, oh no, they're missing out. We're locals. We know what's best. And I think if you guys just go to this restaurant, you'll enjoy it so much more. So we waited. We said, okay, let's try it. Let's see what they're talking about. And so we went to this restaurant And it was okay. It was all right. We liked how they had music going. The vibe was good. Then they served us these chips. They used to always serve you chips and with your drinks. And the chips weren't as great as the other place. We started judging the place. I said, well, all right, let's give it a chance. Because we waited an hour and a half to get in. And so let's give it a chance. We ate the chips and they weren't great. They weren't, because I knew they weren't great because we go to the other place and usually we have to ask for a refill on the chips. And I realized that after we were eating the chips, they weren't going out so fast. So I always get this special little dinner when I go to this other restaurant. And I wanted to compare which one was better, which one, So I got it. And I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I started eating it and everyone was looking at me waiting for my expression. And I said, oh, it's okay. It's okay. And my wife's like, stop lying. It's not okay. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to try to give it a chance. My sister-in-law said her coworkers love this place and I'm not going to be a negative Nelly. So go ahead and you guys enjoy your dinner. So they started eating and because they started eating, they're like, I don't like this. I don't like that compared to the other restaurant. And I told them, don't judge it too harshly. Give it a chance. Tell me why. Tell me what could they do better? Where did they go wrong? Don't just tell me you don't like it because a lot of times people are going to judge you. They don't really know how to really judge things. They're just going to say, I don't like it. A lot of times I have my discussions with my son and I say, do you want to do this or do you like this? No, I don't like it. Yes, I like it. Well, tell me why. And that's what you want. You want people who are going to give you 3 to 4 reasons why they don't like a certain thing. If someone is judging you, tell them to give you 3 or 4 different things. If someone is judging you, tell them, give me 3 or 4 things why you don't like me, why you don't like this. What could I do better? Where could I get the skills to get better? When can I get better? How can you teach me to get better? Since you know it all, what can you do? And you'll find out those people, when you ask those questions, they're not going to have the answers for you. There's going to be a rare few people. Out of 10 people, maybe 2 people will give you a positive way to get things better. And they'll tell you step by step how to do it. Those are the people that you listen to. Don't listen to the people who are just, oh yeah, I don't like this place. Why? Well, because I don't like the stuff on the window. Well, all right, whatever. And a lot of times we are really quick to judge things based on what our eyes see. But we can't back it up with facts. We can't back it up with reason. And I realize that people who really, really, really want to do things in life and have it together, they can explain it 3 or 4 different ways. They can explain 3 reasons why they like it, 3 reasons why they do like it. So as we go out today and as we look and as you are judging people, and we're all good judges, today as you go out today, make sure you use those words, you use those questions. What is that person doing over there? Where are they going? Why? Why are they doing that? When did they start? How can they get better? And someone asks you a question, use those questions to help you guide the conversation. Don't just tell them, oh, I don't like this place. Give them 3 or 4 reasons why you don't like it. What could they do better? Don't just be so critical, because I hear critical comments all the time. And it's kind of, I hear them, I post them, and I keep working on them. And that's all you can do is keep working on it. But if you give up, then they got you. So as we continue to get bigger and better with our podcast, the thing that I keep telling you as we do this podcast, don't give them the satisfaction of giving up. Continue to push yourself, continue to look at yourself and say, you know what? I can do this. I'm better than this. And as I heard this guy I was talking to last night, he told me, he says, you gotta stay prideful. You gotta stay on your mission. Don't worry about what everyone else is judging you on. If they're judging you, good. That means you're doing something right. But continue to take your criticism, continue to take the positive, negative criticism, and use it as fuel to get better and better each day. Okay? So thanks again for joining us on the Pear Fair. We enjoy all your wonderful comments on Twitter and Instagram, and let's continue to make this a better and bigger platform. If you have anything that you want to talk to me about, please send me a message, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
This week's episode has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.